Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be a get to know me video. So I asked you guys on Facebook and on YouTube to send in some questions so that I can answer them for you and you can get to know me a little bit better. So here we go. The first one is, do you have a boyfriend? And no, I do not. Do you have any tattoos? Yes, I do. I was just talking about this with my friend the other day. I like said 3 or something and it was not 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 tattoos, but I definitely want more because once you get one, I feel like you can't stop. What's your absolute favorite thing to do? And is it the same thing as before your accident? My favorite thing to do is travel, and that's always been my favorite thing to do, so I don't think it's really changed. My laptop's right here, so I'm just reading it straight off Facebook. How are you treated, or how much differently are you treated now compared to before your accident, and how does it make you feel? I'm treated fine. I mean, there's been a few incidences where, you know, you run into rude people just like outside of a wheelchair. You're gonna meet some fucking assholes in your life. That's just how it is. But as far as me being treated, I think people treat me a little nicer. The only thing that bothers me is if people baby you and people do every little thing for you. It's like I've worked really hard to reteach myself how to do everything. So if you're trying to do something that I took fucking 2 years to relearn how to do, yeah, I'll probably get annoyed because I want to do it. It took me a long ass time to learn it. I think the most popular question was, why are you in a wheelchair? What happened to you? I was boating with some friends and we put our anchor in and we were all just hanging out and swimming around the boat, and somebody throughout the day ran over our anchor, and I'm sorry about that. Somebody ran over our anchor, so the boat drifted, and when I dove into the water, we were over a sandbar, so I dove into about 2.5 or 3 feet of water and instantly broke my C5, well, shattered my C5 and my C6 vertebrae. So that is what happened to me. That's my little story. Everyone has a favorite thing to do or place to go. What's yours? And I don't mean shopping. Well, good for you. I hate shopping. I love writing. That's what I'm going to school for, so I write a lot. I like hanging out with my friends, going out. I love going to museums. I love going to the ballet. I like going to plays, Broadway plays. I live in Chicago, so there's a lot of things to do, so it's hard to pick a favorite. If you could pick any one band / musician to see live, who would it be? Can they be dead? If I could see a dead musician, I would definitely like to see Kurt Cobain. Living musicians that I could see, I would say either Elton John or Paul McCartney. What's at the top of your bucket list, and has it changed since you became paralyzed? Top of my bucket list was always skydiving, which I did about a month before my accident. About a year after my accident, I actually flew a plane. So I've flown a plane and I've jumped out of one. What's at the top of my bucket list now, since I've gotten all that out of the way? I would say skydiving over the ocean and then landing on the sand. Many of us take a lot of things for granted, such as having full use of our limbs and mobility. What are some of the things that you've come across that wouldn't be common or obvious? Opening candy wrappers is a bitch. Patrick, you know what I'm talking about. I think people just take for granted the time that they have, because when you're in a wheelchair, the biggest setback is that it takes so much time to do everything. Like getting ready and changing and stuff like that, it takes me a lot longer than it takes an able person. So I would say just the time that you guys have. You can wake up 15 minutes before you have to be somewhere. Just throw on clothes and jump in the car and you're good. If I did that, I'd be like, sorry, I'm gonna be an hour late. I should have done blank sooner than I did. I'm guessing this is after my accident. I would say I should have learned to be patient with myself sooner than I did. When you're trying to do a simple task and relearn how to do it and you just keep messing up and you can't do it, sometimes you take it out on yourself, and that's what I did. I blamed myself and I took it out on myself for years. Finally one day I was just like, there's nothing I can do about this. I could let it, you know, bother me and ruin my days and piss me off, or I can just accept it and say, you need to be patient with yourself, you need to let it go because there's nothing that I can do about it. Do you look at life and people differently now than you did before? Totally, absolutely. I look at life so much differently. I don't take for granted anything. I'm so much more thankful for everything that I have. As far as the way I look at people, definitely, because if you have some traumatic injury or accident, whatever, you really realize who your true friends are. It's like a sifter. You just sift out all the bullshit and then you're only left with a few little grains of whatever the fuck you were sifting. And those are your friends that you still have. You just totally see people's true colors. What is the song you are most likely to sing in the shower? I always have music on when I'm in the shower, but I actually don't sing in the shower. I don't have like a set song that I sing in the shower every day. That was a weird one. How do you respond when people are always trying to do everything for you? I literally just tell them, like, hey, I can do this myself, so please let me do it. I don't have to say it rudely, just, you know, they're just trying to be nice. In their mind, they're just trying to be nice and help you out. So I can't really get mad at them, but it is frustrating, but just tell them, hey, I can do it myself, and just do it yourself. What is something you enjoy about being in the chair? You don't have to wait in line for anything. I went to the Sky Deck in Chicago and there was like an hour-and-a-half wait, and they seen that I was in a wheelchair as soon as I got off the elevator, and the supervisor or whoever was in charge came right over to me and walked me straight to the line and was like, excuse me, everyone back up, and like my whole family went and took pictures on the Sky Deck. How have you found dating in the wheelchair? I think dating is pretty much the same. You just need to find somebody who is 100% okay with the fact that you're in a wheelchair and they understand and they get it. You sometimes won't be able to go to restaurants that you want because they don't have accessibility or stuff like that, but when it comes to the actual person-to-person dating, I don't think it's that different. What do you do for exercise? Is there any accessible gyms in your area? I have an e-stem and I do that every day just to keep my muscles going, and I do standing with my personal assistant. She helps me do standing. There is a gym actually in my apartment building, so sometimes I'll go in there and I'll do some upper body stuff. I'm getting a stander, so that's gonna definitely help with my bone density and all that. So somewhere down the line, I am definitely going to make a exercise video. I've been asked by a lot of people so far. So once I get my new medical equipment, I will definitely make a video for you guys. What is your favorite kind of music to jam out to when nobody else is around? I love classical music, Bach and Beethoven, anything classical I really like, and I especially like it when I'm cleaning and I'm just cleaning my apartment. I blast classical music. My neighbors are probably like, what the fuck is going on in there? Whatever, I like it. What is your favorite item on the McDonald's menu? That is so funny that you asked me that. I get a double cheeseburger with Big Mac sauce, and then I get a fry with vanilla ice cream to dip it in. Can you do a video about Chicago? Right now it's winter and it looks like shit and it's freezing and there's snow all over the place, so if I'm gonna do a video about Chicago and just like show you guys around the city and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna do it in spring or summer, so I will definitely keep that on my list. I have a list of videos that I want to do for you guys, so I will put that one on there for you. What about you in your life has deeply changed for the better since the accident? Apart from the physical concerns, has anything substantially worsened? Something that's deeply changed about me, I've become so much more patient, even though I'm still impatient. Before I was like the definition of impatient. I don't take anything for granted. I'm really thankful for everything. Anytime I get good news or something good happens, the first thing I do is do the cross. I'm always doing it. I'm always thanking God for everything that I have, and that's something I never would have done before. So I think it's brought me a lot closer to God too. The only thing that worsened was my stomach disease, because that's making it super hard to gain weight. So that's a little personal problem I have right now. Trying super hard to gain some weight right now. What is your favorite thing about yourself? Let me think about that one. I've been knocked down too many times to count, and I've always gotten back up. It's my favorite thing about myself is that I'm tough and I can take a lot of shit. And the last one is, what bad habits do you have? I'm always going like this and like biting the insides of my cheek. It's not really like a bad habit. And it's funny because my mom does it and my brother does it. So if we're all like in a room and we're just not doing anything, waiting for something, we'll all be just sitting there. And I just look around and I'm like, what the fuck? So those are all the questions that you guys sent to me. If you want me to do a get to know me part 2, I'm totally open to that. Send me some questions and I will definitely answer them for you. As always, if you have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see, just comment and let me know. So thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I hope everybody had a great holiday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.